Hello, hello, you guys. I just want to come over here and just vent to you guys because I am really frustrated right now. I I have a father who is disabled, old and disabled. He has stage one dementia and stage one Alzheimer's, and he has COPD and stage five kidney disease. Okay. So, um, my dad, he's very old school dad. Um, he doesn't really like me to take care of him because he doesn't like to take orders from women. You know how it was back in the day. And now that he has all these problems, it's getting worse because my dad never really took care of himself over the years. And as you guys all know, um, food prices are really high or whatever, right? So the doctors, they always tell my dad that you need to start eating vegetables and drinking more water because his skin is really dry. And my dad, he just ignores the doctors and does what he wants. Fine. And now my dad is in stage five kidney disease, which is bad. Okay. But that's not what I want to talk about. It's just one of the things that's just weighing heavily on my mind. My my dad doesn't understand today's grocery prices. He doesn't understand that he needs to eat nutritiously, and he doesn't want to. So my husband, he's a cook in the family. He knows how to cook. He likes to cook. And today, like 5 minutes ago, I had to tell my dad because my dad came in the kitchen and was bugging my husband. So I told my dad. My dad was like, "We need to talk," and I was like, "What do we need to talk about?" He's probably gonna say something stupid, like always. And he he was like, "There's no food in my fridge," and I had to explain to Dad that the reason you ain't got no food in the fridge is because you ate it all, and the second half of the month, I buy with his food stamps food that we can cook because he needs nutrition in his body. He doesn't always need all those. Well, at this point, everything has them in there, but the canned food, the preservatives, and things like that. He doesn't really need all that in his body right now. And um, and I told him that everything everything is basically gone. We're literally on our last leg. I got paid, so I went food shopping, and my dad was complaining, and he was like, I want ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. I eat ice cream. I can live off ice cream." And I'm trying to tell him, "Dad, you can't live off ice cream. You don't need ice cream." He goes, "Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I need ice cream. I need ice cream." And I'm like, "Dad, you really don't understand how expensive fucking ice cream is right now. You really don't understand how expensive food is." And I'm telling him, because my dad, he gets government assistance because he's a veteran and he's old. So he gets food stamps. And, food stamps is what, where I am in California, it's 298, 99, somewhere around there. It ain't much. So I told my dad, in the beginning of the month, I'll buy you what you want. And then the second half of the month, I think it's like, what, every 2 weeks, every other week, I'll go and buy food that he can cook because he needs vegetables and things like that. And he's telling me I never run out of food when I have my food stamps because I always had canned goods and ice cream. And I'm just like, Dad, you're always complaining to people about how hungry you are. And you always tell people you don't have any food. And then he goes, No, I don't. And my husband, he's like, he's getting like really frustrated with my dad. And he was like, Yeah, you do. You call Marla every time and tell her you don't have no food. You don't have this. So I told him this month I took it upon myself to take his food stamp card and buy food that's nutritious and that, I can cook or my husband can cook because he would literally be starving right now. Literally, like, by what, like, the second week, he'd be starving. He won't have really any food because he likes to buy junk food. Cause my husband was like, all you do is buy ice cream and soda and chips and all this, sweet food. And he goes, yeah, that's what I live off of. I could live off that. And we're telling him you can't live off that. And I'm telling him, Dad, you really don't know how expensive the food is right now. The food is astronomical. And in California, it's hell of expensive, you guys, here in California. Like, damn, it's really expensive. And the prices are not going down. They're steadily going up. Okay. And my dad, he was like, they weighed me at the VA and they said I was losing weight. And I go, yeah, you're losing weight. He goes, yeah, I'm losing weight because I'm not eating. I go, Dad, you have a lot of stuff wrong with you internally. That's why you're losing weight. And he goes, no, because I don't have my ice cream. And I'm just telling him. And I kind of went off on him. I'm like, Dad, the first half of the month, I buy you your little ice cream or whatever what you want. But he doesn't get everything because $200 is it's not enough. It's literally not enough. It doesn't even last a month, and he don't understand because he thinks we live. My dad probably think we live in the 50s or the 60s where everything was really cheap, and it's not. And I'm trying to get him to understand. And I and I tell him that the beginning of the month I give you what you want. Second half of the month I'm gonna cook for you, but it's just still not enough. It's still not enough. $136 second half of the month is not enough. It's not enough to sustain us. And I just went food shopping. I spent $300 on food alone, and we got like 3 bags of food that we could cook. And we're already running out of food, and it's been, I got paid what, like last week. $300 doesn't last long. It doesn't. especially when you're feeding four people. Four people, it's not going to go far. And now, my dad, he always complains. He's hungry, there's not enough. And I tell him, Dad, we're all starving. We literally all are starving. We have little portions on our plates, and we still go to bed hungry, but nobody in here is complaining. The only ones that I make sure who have a full stomach is my kids. That's it. I tell my dad, you can call this person, and if you have any extra money to spare, I'm happy to go get you what you want. But during the month, you need to eat. But it seems like he just doesn't care. So now I'm having the attitude that I don't care either. I'm just going to do what I want and make sure that you at least have something in your belly. And rather than ice cream and soda and chips and stuff like that, I don't know if you guys can give me any advice. If you guys have anybody that you take care of who is difficult to deal with, if you guys can give me an advice dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's, because my dad is damn near in hospice at this point. So if you guys could give me any advice, I would definitely appreciate it because my patience is running thin and I'm ready to put him in a home. But I love my dad, and you know he I don't want to put him in a home, but it just seems like he's just so. Sometimes it just seems like he's so angry. Sometimes, and I understand. He has a lot going on with him. He lays in the bed all day, sleeping all day. No one comes to visit him. But I'm just tired of the constant arguing over stupid shit. So, if you guys can give me any advice, I'd love to appreciate it. And any caregiving advice, because I'm my dad's caregiver. I'm just so frustrated. I don't know what to do. It's just that we all can't have what we want. And then my dad, he was complaining to my husband. He goes, I'm tired of having chicken and rice and beans. And again, I had to tell my dad, whatever we can afford to get, we're going to get. You need protein. And basically, chicken is what you can chew because he has no teeth. So we tried to get him stuff he can chew that's soft. Um, but I guess at that age, people want what they want and they don't change. I'm like that. I'm kind of like my dad. I'm kind of stubborn. And when I'm set in my ways, I'm set in my ways. All right. Thank you guys for listening to my rant. Have a great day, YouTube.